Okay, so what have you learned about technologies from the process of constructing this product? On a whole, I've learned that technology, especially digital technology, has become extremely advanced and compared to like the older analog technology, and this therefore means that user generated content is becoming vastly popular, mainly down to the fact that it's becoming much easier to create our own media products for equipment, computer programs, and particularly the internet. This means that average people can produce their own media products and other people can consume these products through the internet. For example, this is called prosumers. So, say we can easily make a music video. So we are the producers, and as well as that, we are the consumers. So we're prosumers, and this is getting really, really easy nowadays because of technology and how vastly it's just excelling. Music videos can also be easily made by essentially like anyone due to the development of digital equipment. I mean, you don't need an expensive camera to make a music video. You can make a really basic one using your phone, for example. An iPhone, for example, has got 8 megapixel camera, and it's easy to make a music video nowadays, even on a phone like that. For example, to make a music video, you'll need to film it on a camera, which are becoming cheaper, lighter, and even more flexible. You don't need tapes anymore. SD cards, which take tons of memory, and they're really cheap. And as well as this, technologies during their production processes are becoming much more advanced but simple to use. So prosumers can create music videos to a high standard in no time at all, and it makes the production process a lot less time consuming. As well as this, nowadays Windows is going down and Macs are just going up. They're quickly becoming much more advanced. The things they can do nowadays, literally anything, and it's got such top of the art programs, such things as, I mean, with the Mac you get iMovie, which you can make a basic movie on that. We used Final Cut Express and GarageBand where we needed to, or iTunes, things like that. But with all these things, you can edit and create and distribute your own media, and it's not hard at all. It's becoming large. Like the internet's becoming extremely large. Social sites such as YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter means that people all over the world can view personally made like music videos and receive feedback. And if it's it gets shared. If it gets shared, it becomes more popular. And if it becomes more popular, there's a greater chance of it becoming famous. And this is how it all starts and how it all works. It's like a cycle. Distribution is extremely cheap as well. And you know what? It's sometimes even free. And that's the thing. That's how people make their money in the long run, because what starts off as free, will become more popular. Everyone will talk about it. Everyone will want it. Word of mouth, social network sites updating statuses. Everyone will want it. Everyone will get it. And then that's when the distributor or the producer will finally decide that that's where they want to charge people for it. And that's how they make their money. YouTube's a free distributor for videos where absolutely anyone can upload their videos and receive comments from others. During the planning process, YouTube was one major online program that was essential for our group. We were able to look at real music videos and analyse them and compare them to how we wanted to do them. We looked at tons of videos. All we needed to type in was rap music, and we got videos, endless amount of videos. And after we produced our video and we put it on YouTube, we were able to see how many likes we got, feedback, comments we were getting, and that's what really helps as well, and how we can improve as well. We got positive and negative feedback, but feedback's feedback, so it was all great for us. And without these technologies, our music video would not be as successful as it turned out to be. So it was dead. all of these coupled together, it's one thing and the other. It's not just YouTube, it's not just Final Cut Express, it's not just GarageBand, it's not just iMovie, it's all of them together, and that's what makes it brilliant, really. It's what makes it brilliant. And the thing is, these things aren't expensive anymore. These things are getting cheaper and cheaper and cheaper, and you can make a video even on Windows using Windows Movie Maker, so it's all really good. During the production process, I personally learned how to use Final Cut Express. Before this, I hadn't had a clue how to use it. During my preliminary tasks, I used iMovie. Last year, I used iMovie. And I did like iMovie. The fact was, it was easy to use, and if I wanted to put an effect on it, I didn't struggle. If I needed any help at any point, I just used YouTube tutorials, because they're really good as well. So it's just using all this multimodal technology all coming together, and it just as one, and it just helps you so much. And I've just learned so much from making this music video. But yeah, when Final Cut Express it looked very confusing to use at first, just because there's so many buttons, things that you can press, and I was just completely confused. But with the help of my teachers, I got through it, and they taught me how to do it. They gave us tutorials, lessons on it, and really it's not as hard as it seems, and it was actually really simple to use. We did have to YouTube a couple of things, but apart from that, it was fine. The only thing I had to YouTube was how to change the brightness of a shot, because it was underexposed, so we just wanted to make it a little bit brighter. Yeah, that's it really. And despite having used Blogspot last year and knowing some general knowledge on it, all my group members were not blogging as much this year, as we shared just one individual blog. So as opposed to last year where we did loads of blogs, this year we had an individual blog each, which in a way was good, because no one could cheat and say they wrote the blog when actually it was you, which we struggled with quite a lot last year. But because of this, because I was doing everything on my own on Blogspot, I learned a lot of things as well. Last year, maybe one of my group members had uploaded the video, whereas this year I would have had to upload the video, so therefore I learned to embed. This is just an example, because I didn't know how to embed, but this is how someone else in my group had to learn to embed, and because it was their own individual blog. And even though I didn't use labels on Blogspot, it was still good to have knowledge on how to use it. My media teacher taught me how to use labels. She taught me a lot about Blogspot, which was really good. So now I just hope for the future. Fair enough, I didn't use it because I believe that my blog's organised enough, as opposed to having to use labels. But I do know how to use them. I do know how to connect people to my blog and make people authors and things like that, just the basics. And the possibilities are endless on the internet. You can do absolutely anything nowadays, can't you? So it's just brilliant. One final point I want to put across about technologies is how communication between people is becoming increasingly easier. As mobile phones are convergent gadgets, it means sending photos to one and others can be done almost instantly. If I send a photo now to my friend, she'll get it in the next 4 or 5 seconds. If I can now video call my friend as well. If she had an iPhone and I have an iPhone, we can video call each other, and it's absolutely free. So there's nothing these phones can't do. I mean, you can even give them orders, can't you? And they do what you say. The fact that my group and I were good at communicating through the use of our phones meant that we could keep each other up to date. For example, I would text my friend Nikki or Maria and say, when are we meeting? Or I could voice note them or send them a picture, and I could, using my BlackBerry, I made a little group thing where we were all connected. So if I sent the conversation to Nikki, it would also send to Maria, because it was group chat, and I just voice noted, when are we meeting? And that's how we organised how to meet up with each other, where to meet up with each other, what we were doing, times, things like that. And without our phones, it would have been much harder. So I'm just thanking God that we had phones. because 15 years back this wouldn't have been the case. And I think that in total, with all these technologies, the production of our music video and distribution world is just so successful at the moment, and it's really at its peak because it's excelled so much as well. There's so much we can do nowadays. It's actually unbelievable. And you can now, you have iPads as well, iTouches. What don't you have? Mac have made absolutely everything for us, really.